Hey, I'm Todd. Thanks for choosing to watch my video, and if you would subscribe it, like it, all that stuff, that'd be great. Otherwise, enjoy the video, and I hope it gives you the information you need and is helpful to you. Take care. 2013 Dodge Journey replacing the passenger side CV axle assembly. All nuts and bolts are left to loosen, right to tighten. Take the lug nuts off. You'd have the wheel on the ground and use a 1/2-inch breaker bar and break all the bolts loose. And then jack it up as high as you can. Use safety stands, protect yourself. Take the lug nuts off the rest of the way and take the tire off. You stick a pry bar in here. Have it sit on the ground. And stick a screwdriver in here. And you can break this nut loose or tighten it with the screwdriver in there because it'll just be held in place by the caliper. So we can take that off, might put a little lube on it, make it come off easier. I'm using a 1 1/4 socket, 1 1/4, 1 1/4. Seems to move pretty free, that's nice. Leave the nut on here so it's flush with the end. You can tap it with a hammer if it's not moving freely. So the procedure is to take these out, so that's what I'm going to do. 22 millimeter, 21 millimeter, So these bolts do have a little knurl, it's called, slots on here, so you don't want to be turning the bolt, you just want to turn the nut. And then we'll put these in this way again, we'll tap them in so the knurls bite in there. Bolts go from front to back. Just using a plastic hammer. That's what I'm doing. On this one we do have ABS, so we want to watch this so we're not ripping this and tearing things off. Probably just unbolt it here, maybe, and even possibly here. Will give us some nice slack. A couple 13 millimeter bolts. So we got those just 13 millimeter bolts. We got good slack here. You don't have to disconnect this. And then we're probably going to be trying to slide this out here. And then we'll knock the other end off. It's getting a little tight on here, so you certainly can probably just unbolt it 10 millimeter and take it out and not have to worry about that wire. So also pull it out of this spot right here. So what you see, I just put a bolt in. We're good. Help yourself out. Turn the steering wheel all the way to, so it's pointing this way to the right. There it went. Don't forget about that. So I'm probably going to put the camera down and I'm going to keep tapping on this and catch the CV axle to keep it from falling on the ground, and that's removing your CV axle on your 2013 Dodge Journey. We seem to have a rubber O-ring on here, and there's a clip in a groove here. Got it cleaned up a little bit, wiped it down with a rag. We're going to put some grease on here, make everything hopefully slide together pretty nice. And we'll be pushing the new axle on. All right. We'll just try and push it in the hole here. Alright, seems to be in place. Doesn't really just slide off, so I'm going to slide our piece in here and slide it back in the hole. Got that slid on. Got a new nut. Take advantage of that. Alright, so I'll get you the torque specs for the nut, the wheels, and the big bolts. Not too worried about these. Probably 8 foot-pounds or something. Not a huge deal. 8 or 12 foot-pounds for the brackets. We'll just put those back in place. Alright, torque specs coming up quick. Looks like 65 foot-pounds plus an additional 1/4 turn, it says. So you hold this with a wrench, torque that. 118 foot-pounds for that. Lug nuts, 100 foot-pounds. Tighten them in a crisscross pattern. Do it as tight as you can up on off the ground, and put the tire down so it's touching the ground, so the wheel doesn't turn. and then tighten them down the rest of the way to your 100 foot-pounds. Not too bad of a job. Good luck to ya.